Okay, alright, so Black Swan's kit, official kit review was done yesterday. So we are gonna go through it a little bit. So Black Swan is actually one of my most anticipated characters for 2.0. Okay, there will be like five characters actually that's gonna be running the banners. Okay, but we'll get into that into another video. Alright, but we're just gonna cover Black Swan today. Alright, so Black Swan is a DPS character capable of inflicting the enemy Arcana. So this Arcana is a unique form of DOT, and this is gonna be a very big part of like her whole entire kit, or rather, this is gonna be the whole centric theme of like her whole entire kit, and we will get into that. Alright, so basically, Black Swan is a DOT character, and she will be inflicting Arcana stacks on her enemy as her kit. Alright, so and how her kit works is generally many ways in which she will be inflicting Arcana on her enemy for her damage. Alright, okay, her traces. Alright, so getting to the first one, Viscera Disquiet. Alright, okay. After using the skill to hit an enemy that has wind shear, bleed, burn, or shock, each of these debuffs respectively has a chance. So you're gonna be seeing this a lot, okay? Like what I mentioned, everything is all about her putting on stacks of Arcana, and a lot of her traces, her skills is all gonna be about putting the stacks uh, on her enemies, and we will talk more about how it actually has an effect in regards to her damage output. Okay, throughout this whole entire thing, they didn't review any of the figures. All right, so it's more in terms of like kit mechanics. All right, okay, going on to the next one, goblets, drags. Right, did I pronounce it right? Right. Okay. Anyway, alright, there's a chance to inflict one stat arcana when a target enters the battle. So this is another way where she's gonna be stacking her arcana. Once goes in, once you unlock this trace, okay, there's a chance. Right, there's a chance, right, to inflict one arcana. Alright. Every time an enemy target receives a DOT, okay, during a single attack by an ally, so that means anybody from the team, okay, there is a chance for the target to be inflicted by one stack of Arcana. Alright, so how this gonna work is that, okay, once you go into battle, alright, chance to stack one Arcana. Alright, so every time, okay, if you're running a DOT team, which of course you'll be running a DOT team with her, I'm sure she can work with other characters outside of a DOT team, but I think it won't be as effective as running a DOT team together with her. Okay, so every time uh, your teammate, be it Kafka, Sampo, Luca, Quinifon, okay, lands a DOT, okay, on the enemy, okay, there's another chance for the Arcana to be stacked again. Alright. Um, However, there will be a limit to the number of Arcana stacks that can be inflicted in a single attack. So that means there's going to be a cap, okay? Right, but it's not stated how or what the cap is. Alright, so going to the next trace, okay, that you can unlock, okay, Candle Flames Potent, alright, increases damage dealt by this unit by an amount equal to a certain percentage. So the effective hit rate to a up to a certain limit. Okay, so this is um I actually did another video where, like, I showcase what I have already built with her, with the current gears that's kind of like available. Right, so uh, I actually farmed quite a bit of the gear set. Okay, that one is the follow up plus the DOT set, which I'll be using. I can link below, like, how I have already built her. Okay, so we will just show the final product when I actually do get to pull for her once she is released in 2.0. All right, okay. So, but talking about this, all right, uh, this is like a big damage multiplier for her. Okay, so and is the good thing about it is this is the same thing like like how um, Rune Mei makes use of the break effect stat. All right, okay. Effect hit rate, I think up from the start of the game up till now, okay, there have been some users, but then it's generally for the most part kind of like neglected, okay, because from 1.0 up to now, generally mostly has all been very DPS heavy focus, and we are starting to take a look at like different play styles moving into 2.0, right? So you're going to have to build up a certain amount of effect hit rate. It's not stated down here, but we kind of know-ish roughly. And in my video also, where I have built her, I'm building her close to 120% effect hit rate. All right, okay. Alright, so alright, we have leveling materials at the bottom. Okay, as you can see, these are new materials, which honestly I was a little bit when because normally I think quite a number of people, especially those who have been playing since day one or like the more veteran players, we always have this period where before the character actually comes out, we will kind of like pre-farm for like their trace materials and essential materials. But unfortunately, with the 2.0 characters, you can't do that right now because they are not available, and you just have to wait for 2.0 to drop in. Right? Okay, so going to her technique. Alright, at the beginning of the next battle, there is a chance to inflict a stack of Arcana on each enemy. If Arcana is successfully inflicted on any enemy, this effect will be repeated on the affected enemies until it fails to. Okay, wait. Until it fails to inflict Arcana on any. Re-trigger chance of inflicting Arcana will be lowered with each successful Arcana inflicted on the target. Okay, alright. This is quite nice. Alright, so basically, okay, when you use a technique, okay, you go into battle, alright, there's a chance to hit one set of Arcana. Okay, this is also outside of a traces. So from a traces, we've already covered. Okay, at the start of the battle, there's one chance to inflict Arcana. Alright, so now if you use her technique, there's another chance for it to inflict Arcana. And this keeps going until she fails to land a stack. Alright, so even though they didn't reveal the numbers, well, assuming like, let's say like, the first chance would be like, let's say 100%. Okay, so then once that lands, okay, they will try to land another stack of Arcana, and the it will probably be lower. I don't know. They didn't reveal numbers, so maybe let's say if like by half, if you do land it, okay, then it will drop again. Alright, so that's kind of like how it works. Alright, so for every time that you successfully land one stack of Arcana, it will try to land another stack. But the chances of each time that you are attempting to land the Arcana stack will get lowered every time you successfully land one stack of Arcana. Alright? Okay. Basically that. Okay. Nothing much. Okay. Other than like I think it's similar to like sample where like you hit the target, you have a chance to land the DOT. Okay, in her case is you actually get a chance to land one extra stack of Arcana, right? If the hit target. Oh, okay, all right. So actually, this is nice because like this is based off the target already having a DOT on that. Alright, so in the current target, I mean, if you're in the DOT team, okay, the rest of your team, if they happen to be faster or what, like, or like in a later part of the cycles, your allies have already landed a wind shear, bleed, burn, or shock on them, okay. If you happen to run out of skill points and you need to just kind of like land a basic attack, okay, uh, on an enemy that has already any form of DOT, okay, you doing a basic attack will give you a chance for you to land another stack of Arcana on that specific enemy. Alright, okay, talent. Alright, wow, this is a long one. Alright, okay. Each enemy target has a certain chance at the start of each turn to be inflicted by a stack of Arcana for every instance of DOT sustain. Okay, so basically what this means is that for every dot that is sustained, okay, then it will automatically allow Black Swan to automatically inflict another stack of Arcana. So whenever the dot actually moves on to another turn, then after that, every time when that gets extended, then another stack of Arcana could possibly be inflicted. Alright, so whenever inflicted by Arcana, alright, the enemy targets will receive wind dot at the start of each turn. Each stack of Arcana increases the damage multiplier, which is then reset to stack 1. Okay, there is a limit for the Arcana stacks, which is not stated, of course. Alright, but if you can stack a lot, okay, the damage is just going to be really crazy. I mean, I think this can be seen. I mean, if any of you guys have ever played the Nihility Path for Simulated Universe, okay, they have this buff where you can stack, I think you can stack up to like 99 times. Okay, I can't remember what the name of the stack is, alright, or rather what is the name of the buff. Was it Suspicion? I think it was Suspicion. Okay, so once you hit like a lot of stacks, and this can stack really very fast, and so far from seeing what Black Swan's kit can do, okay, I think it's gonna stack relatively fast. So, and this is gonna be a big part of how she's gonna be inflicting damage. Okay, all right. So yeah, moving forward. All right, at the beginning of an enemy turn, when Arcana causes damage, Black Swan will trigger additional effects that can be stacked based on the number of Arcana stacks inflicted on the target. Okay, so basically there's going to be effects depending on how many stacks of Arcana that you have. Okay, over 3 stacks, inflicts wind DOT to adjacent enemies and has a chance of inflicting 1 stack of Arcana to adjacent targets. Okay, so basically is that, okay, once an enemy has 3 stacks of Arcana, okay, the adjacent target will has a chance to get 1 more stack. So this is another way where, like, multiple stacks is gonna be given to like to all the enemies on the battlefield. All right, okay, and once there are 7 stacks, okay, the DOT that is inflicted ignores a certain percentage of defense. Okay, this is pretty big because defense ignore, defense reductions are very big multipliers. Okay, and this will definitely help to increase her damage output and also the team's damage output overall. Right, so this is actually a very big part of her kit. All right, okay. Okay, moving on to her skill. Okay, deals wind damage to a single target enemy and any adjacent target. So yeah, this is kind of like similar. Yeah, I mean Kafka has this as well. Like you hit the main target of choice, then after that it also inflicts damage on the 2 enemies beside the main target. Alright, so at the same time, there is a chance of inflicting one stat or arcana on the enemy target and the adjacent targets, and there is a chance of or reducing the defense of the enemy target and the adjacent targets lasting for a certain number of turns. Okay, it doesn't say how many number of turns. Let's say hypothetically it's going to be like 2 turns, so there's like going to be like defense threat. Okay, and this is great because, like, plus on top of that, she has defense ignore plus defense threat is gonna be really really powerful. All right, so this is a big plus for her kid and for her team at the same time, which is why, like, this could make her also viable to play with other characters which are not necessarily dot centric. Okay, um, I would think, like, because, like, all DOTs are also considered debuffs. Another good character that you can pair her up with will be Dr. Ratio. Okay, because, like, all the debuffs is going to be stacked and things like that, that kind of thing. It's going to be really fast for Dr. Ratio to get all his personal buffs from his kit, which relies very heavily on debuffs. Okay, yeah, so that's just one example, but then again, like, defense ignore, defense shredding, it's quite a universal damage multiplier. So I'm sure, I mean, you can use her as like a support as well for other team comps. Okay, where she's going to be just shredding the defenses for another DPS. So it's going to be like a dual DPS comp. Okay, all right. Right. Okay, going to her ultimate. Alright. So her ultimate applies Epiphany on all enemies for a certain number of turns. Okay. Enemies affected by Epiphany takes more damage in their turn, and their Arcana effect is regarded as Wind Shear, Bleed, Burn, and Shock. Okay. So basically, it's another buff or debuff, depending on how you want to see it. Okay, and then it's gonna be regarded as all four types of DOT effects. Okay, and wait, let me read that again. Okay, enemies if affected by affinity takes more damage in a turn. Yes. Okay, and then, okay, Epiphany will cause them to take more damage. Okay, how much is the multiplier? We don't know. All right, so this, I think, kind of is like similar to like Green Hyphen's fire keys, where, like, once fire keys has been implanted, it allows the enemy to take on more damage. So I think this has a similar effect. All right. Okay. In addition, when their Arcana effect is triggered at the beginning of next turn, the Arcana stacks are not reset. Oh, okay. All right. This is nice. Okay. All right. So basically, like, whenever any dots are inflicted, they usually last for like a turn or two, depending on the character skills that is inflicting the dots. So, all right. Any form of extension for uh, dots, or like in this case where the stacks do not reset, okay, it's just gonna cause whatever potential damage that has really been inflicted to the enemy to last for, let's say, another turn or so. All right, so this is really big. So, like, you stack all the Arcana stacks. Okay, you land her ultimate. Okay, and the stacks don't reset, and then it carries forward to the next turn. Okay, and then you're gonna be doing even more damage from there. All right. Okay. Uh, the stack non-reset effect can be triggered up to one time in Epiphany's duration, and its charges are replenished when Epiphany is applied. Again, deals wind damage to all targets. Okay, so basically what is this saying is that, okay, all right, uh, it can only not reset one time. Okay, so in the event that like, okay, you apply her ultimate, okay, those stacks that don't get reset, okay, and as the turns goes on, and then uh, it can only be applied one time. All right, okay. Okay, let me think again. Okay, I need to look into the thing. So basically, it just doesn't reset. The next, it won't reset. It can only be not reset once, basically. And then okay, so at some point, okay, I would think that like that goes away, and then when you reply the ultimate, okay, the effect of the stacks not being reset will be applied one more time. Okay, so that's generally how it works. All right. Okay. All right. So that's generally what her whole entire kit's like. Okay. In summary, really, it's really about her stacking her arcana, and like her ultimate gives the opportunity, her skill gives the opportunity, her basic attack gives the opportunity, and a lot of her traces also gives many different ways for you to stack the arcana stacks, so that like as the battle goes on, her damage might really scale to a point where it gets quite ridiculous. Okay, again, this goes back to like the simulated universe. When you run the utility path, okay, suspicion is a very big part of that path's damage. Okay, it can stack like crazy and really fast, and stack really high up. And if the numbers are revealed and it shows that it can have a similar effect, okay, and then if you run her together with somebody that's like Kafka, okay, where Kafka can just pop all of that off, I think we're gonna be looking at some ridiculous numbers like what you normally see in simulated universe. So yeah, okay, that's it for her kit. Okay, I'll be covering her Lycon in another video. Alright, gear wise and things like that, I've already have a video on that, and once Black Swan drops in on us in 2.0, I will be pulling for her, and after that, we will take a look to see what's the whole entire finish will look like, and we'll probably do some testing also in regards to how her kit actually works, how much damage she actually can dish out. Alright, okay, have a great day, guys.